ASL Season 2. Premier League Group Stage Round of 32.
Alrighty. Well, so here we go in our second set of the day. This time going to be on Overgrowth, and in the bottom left-hand corner for Clan Triple T, it's going to be the Blue Zerg player.
Vandy.
And his opponent in the top right, in red, and looking very teamless, it's our Terran player.
TimetoTell.
Well, this has definitely been a popular map this season, hasn't it?
It has. Is it still at the pool?
Is this one in the pool?
Yeah, they've changed the ladder pool for the new season.
Oh, yeah, I know. I saw that. Made it really hard for practicing on ladder.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know. I don't remember if they removed Overgrowth.
I think this one still is. I think it is. They've taken out Habitation, I think.
I think they took out Frost. Did they take out Frost and Ultrazine?
They took out Frost, Ultrazim, and I think Habitation, and they replaced and something else that I don't think I expected.
They added another 3-person map.
Yeah, they added Catalina in. They kept Merry-Go-Round, which is a terrible decision, and they.
I like that map.
Yeah, well, you would.
I think it's good for Zerg.
Yeah, it is good for Zerg. That's why
I like it.
It's actually, to be honest, I just don't like the map in general. It has inefficient gases, and that is a personal bugbear of mine. But no one else in the entire world cares, so I won't go into much detail about it. We're seeing an SCV scout out of TimetoTell. Pretty early.
Did you do any caster bet while we were in between games?
I did. I made, I think, one, but possibly two. And that's I made a bet for $5 that we would see a 3cc build, a relatively quick one, out of TimetoTell at least once in this series.
Okay. All right. Well, good. We'll see. Who'd you make that with? Inked?
I made it with Inked at first, and then I think it got switched over to a Shiden.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. Overlord's moving across the map. Vandy's seeing that there's no fast CC here, which is not anything to be unexpected here against a Zerg player. You're not going to leave a vulnerable CC. And
not a map like this anyway. It's too temporable.
No, it is a Zerg-friendly map. You don't want to. Although he's got that one SCV that's kind of hanging out down there, saying, "I'm thinking about it." I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's He keeps selecting as well, and he's saving up. There we go. Yeah. It comes down. So that's one command center. Okay, I've got one command center. Just need another one. Come on, TimetoTell.
You want to see him go for that fast third?
Yeah, I do. I want to see factory and then a third. I want to see a factory and then another command center. Because I love that build. I think it's really cool, but it's incredibly vulnerable to roach timings, and that's why I don't think that would be a good idea for this map. That said, very late or no gas at all, in fact, so far out of Vandy. So we could be seeing a heavy queen opening, or possibly just a fast third.
Man, I love his micro with his lings.
It is nice. There we go, 2 more queens.
Reaper count is increasing. Well, that's only 2. Did he stop at 2? Yeah, winter reactor. And a factory. Okay.
Right. 2 gases coming down about the 5 minutes mark is pretty standard.
Oh! I don't want to ping the map. Look at the turn base.
Best build. Best build. For the record, I have no idea who this guy is or how he plays, but I do know that I love this build, and clearly TimetoTell does. Going for that barracks with Reapers into factory on the reactor, following up with a tech lab. Oh, I love this build. This is a great one. He'll follow up with a starport after this, having gone for all of the tech and all of the command centers. And this will allow TimetoTell to put on some great helium pressure, possibly even if he gets the second refinery, that's what it's called, in a bit. Yeah, simulator, whatever. Get the second assimilator to go into Cloaked Banshee or even Hellbat. They're all on the list.
They're all on the list.
Yeah, Terran can do these things. I actually think Hellbat's better these days, but it's possible that we'll see a are leaning towards the Banshee just because it's a very standard build, and it does give you that option to control space quite effectively by poking in at different places than the Zerg opponent might expect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, he's got map control just floating around with these 2 Hellions, these 2 Reapers. Going to keep an eye on that third base, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and there is no third base because Vandy's going for a quick lair.
Ling speed, quick lair, filling up his gases as we speak. And he went for all 4 of them.
What do you reckon?
I'm thinking Lingbane Muta.
I'm thinking fast muter. I'm thinking faster muters, perhaps, than is normal. And that is a good counter to the build that TimetoTell has gone. Although that said, there is no starport as yet, so a little bit...
That's double engineering day. We're going to be seeing a whole bunch of racks, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's good, to be honest, for our Terran player. He wants to have those racks down as soon as possible to deal with this big swell of units that is going to be on its way out. Third base for Vandy. Lair nearly finished. A lot of Lings have just been produced as well.
As Shaden just said, I lost.
Yeah, he did. That's pretty unfortunate, just to get it that straight up. Yeah, there we go. Muta Spire going down. It's not too fast, but it's certainly not slow. Getting that Baning Nest and that Spire at the 8:30 mark.
All right, Lingbane Muta. I like it. I like it.
It's good.
Yeah, especially because the transition here is it's going to be bio, where we thought it might be mech, or like you were talking about those Hellbats or the Banshees.
Yeah.
And Lingbane Muta versus bio without Widowmine is pretty weak to this build. But I'm just itching. Yeah, I mean he's just building reactors everywhere, and then dropping more racks.
Yeah, and that could be an absolute lifesaver, to be honest. With this huge amount of worker production, we can see that TimetoTell has actually got a really strong economy by the 10-minute mark, and he's going to be able to float out and take a third base whenever he feels comfortable. And there is a little window here when the Baning Nest is finished, and there's not really that many forces for TimetoTell. And if we see a big attack with Banelings, with Lings at this point, Vandy could just end the game. But the question is, does Vandy identify that? Having already committed to the mutas, to the centrifugal hooks, Vandy might want to wait, because it's a natural part of being a human to try and throw basically good money after bad. And I think if Vandy just attacked now, it'd be game ending, but we might see the wait, might see the delay.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for some Banelings to pop in right there with the main Ling army. And then Mutas go around back, draw the Marines back, bust the door, and then run in with a bunch of Lings. That's what I would do.
Yeah, no, I actually completely agree. I think that is the best decision that Vandy could be making at this point. Already, we're seeing Vandy is keeping TimetoTell on 2 bases, which is perfect. It's where you want the Terran to be. You don't want them benefiting too much from that third. I don't even know if Vandy knows the third's been taken, the fast third. But there's a lot of barracks here, and all the time Vandy keeps waiting, these units are going to stack up and up and up from TimetoTell, who's already having difficulty spending his money, and it's not going to get lower. More and more SCVs all the time.
Yep, I'm watching the little itty-bitty flock of mutas. See if they're going to go in and do some hurt. It's a very small flock.
They're adorable.
They're adorable.
They're cute until there gets to be more than about 6 of them, and then suddenly they become a problem. Remember, a mutalisk is for life, not just for Christmas.
4th base going down for Vandy, and he's got excellent creep spread, too.
Yeah, this is really nice, actually, from our Zerg player. Really good stuff. It's getting to the point where, I mentioned there was a timing earlier that Vandy could hit and win. I actually think TimetoTell has a bit of a timing here. I think if TimetoTell goes for a big attack...
With what he's got right now, he'd have to have some Gosu splits to deal with the Banelings. He has speed, and there's so much creep, he's going to be engaging on creep.
It's true. Can go towards the gold base, though, and indeed is going to do that. Those Hellions betraying the rest of the army's movements. Seeing a bit of a run by into the 3rd base, but TimetoTell just has the option to not land it, and it's going to cancel this gold incredibly easily. That's a lot of Marines, but you're right about those splits. Definitely going to be the deciding factor in this engagement as TimetoTell moves towards the 3rd base. It's coming. Nice
Banelings have arrived.
Uh-oh. Oh, here comes the engagement. Banelings! Oh! The splits were not enough!
Oh, completely owned.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad for Time to Tell. Losing a huge number of Marines to those Banelings when it could have been so much less. And this Marine heavy composition is like the opposite of what we saw out of Claire. In that those were better. Those speeds there. Much better there, keeping a lot of Marines alive. But even so, Vandy is pushing forward. Vandy knows that this is a great time to turn up with a lot of Banelings and has seen that Time to Tell's micro might not be able to cut the mustard.
Yeah, exactly. And so many just Marines, such a weak unit in the situation, especially when your Banelings are 2-1.
Here they come.
Go.
That's a lot of Marines, unstimmed Marines. Oh no, the SCVs as well. Oh god, half the SCVs from Time to Tell just died.
Oh, there goes the entire transfer.
And the Mutas are just going to harass the third, flying it back. There's not very much can be done about that. As soon as these Marines try and move out, they're going to get sandwiched between a Mutalisk and a Baneling. I mean, they like one of those things, but this is not nice placement, actually, but not nice enough.
It's so painful. Oh, good. On Habitation Station, up 1-0 from Clan Triple T with that absolutely amazing massacre in game number 1. It's the Blue Zerg.
Vandy.
And his opponent, who so far has not proxied any barracks, but I'm holding out hope. In the top right of Habitation, in the red trunks, it's our Terran player.
Time to tell.
Alrighty. Inked is really excited about this bet. It's going to be 12 minutes and 59 seconds, and I'm going to take this.
Oh man, that'd be sweet. I would actually enjoy that.
I kind of figured Vandy would probably do something cheesy this game because of the 1-game lead and the decisive micro victories from game 1. And I'm not seeing that so far. It looks like it's going to be a hatch first build.
Well, hatch first can go absolutely anywhere. It's much like the difference between like Nexus first and actually no, that's not true. That's a massive difference. But anyway, it's like it's closer to the difference between like CC first compared to barracks into CC gasless for Terran. In that it does play with the timings a little bit and does leave you a little bit open. But it's the difference between having a bit more macro and a little bit more units. It's not that big a deal.
No. I've tested Zerg builds off that either I went at the hatch first or I didn't for say a roach timing. Mm-hmm. And both ways, I mean, it came into within 45 seconds of each other. Probably delayed on actually moving out.
45 seconds?
Yeah, by taking the hatch first. Yeah, I know. That's why I usually, if I'm going to do a roach timing, I won't drop the hatch first.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised it's that long. What did you get any other advantages?
Well, you got to think about, you lose that early larva to droning up. If you're going to take the hatch first, you lose that extra money that you could drop the pool faster. You lose that extra money that you could afford to go for the gas. Just the way it works out, it slows up how many larvae you're going to have available to do that push.
But getting the pool first allows for a faster queen, which allows for increased larva.
It's really touch and go. But like I said, either way, I've seen it work out pretty well. It's a personal preference on do you rather have that extra hatchery already available to you? Because even if I'm doing a one-base roach push, I'm still going to have that hatchery being dropped while I'm moving out.
Weirdly, I feel like the pool is... I'm becoming increasingly convinced that the pool is better to open with, and I'm not really sure why. But yeah...
This is a prime example of why right here. Yeah. Because that queen's not out and the Reaper got a kill.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It nearly did, but instead we see a Spore Crawler of the damaged drone building in the main. It's cancelled now, gone back.
Good micro.
Yeah, these Lings are going to try and chase away the Reaper. Its compatriot, its buddy, its little friend is going to come and try and do a little bit more.
Queen.
Yeah, that's the thing. There we go. Those queens are going to be helping out considerably. So far, basically identical build out of Time to Tell. CC, factory. Yep. Normal.
Yep, this was very similar to last game. Let's see where we have Vandy taking gases 3 and 4 before 1 and 2. I'm a Zerg player and I don't really have a reason for this. And I know you're not a Zerg player, so it's really hard to say, but Why take gases 3 and 4 before 1 and 2? 3 and 4 is much more likely to actually get killed quicker if there were a push in the door than 1 and 2.
The reason why is basically because your opponent is much more likely to scout your natural than your main. So if you take the gases in the natural, they don't know if you've taken the gases in the main. Whereas if you take the gases in the main, then they can be pretty damn sure that you've taken at least one gas in the main, so they don't know really what they're looking at. Whereas if you take them in the
gas, they're looking at a 4-gas play or a 2-gas.
Yeah, or 2-gas or whatever. And so taking them in the natural basically puts the mind games on your opponent a little bit more. Denies information without denying information. It's almost impossible to stop them getting into the natural, but you might as well have them see something that means nothing if they do.
Well, I can tell you right now that Vandy is going to go Banelings again.
Almost certainly. Almost.
Yeah, he's taking 4-gas. He's taking 4-gas.
This could actually just be a straight-up regame of the previous. And we'll have to see where the time to tell is going to go for... See, here we go. This is what I was talking about in the previous game. That move out with the units, he's already taken out half the active creep tumors. Now, there are good queens, of course, and they're going to significantly help. And, yeah, this is why 4 queen opening is great. I really like heavy queen openings. But, these Hellions, yeah, keeping pushing out, and they're going to be able to do some good damage. I really, really think that the Hellions are a great opening, and he's going to be able to attack, deny the creep spread, and generally keep himself on a good and even keel as we proceed into the mid-game. The question is, how is the Zerg proceeding so far?
I feel like we got the 1-1 melee coming, so that's, for the Lings and the Banes. And there's the Baneling Nest right on cue. I really think this game's going to come down to, does Vandy put out some more early Lings, and can he nail a surround around the micro-stricken Terran player?
His micro has not been that strong, but Hellions are pretty good on Lings, and there are now 6 of those supported by 2 Reapers. These are now at the point where they can fight Queens to some extent, although not if you don't micro them back.
Yeah.
Using a Hellion for nothing. I mean, he got some creep tumors. Again, good stuff. I actually think that we might have, someone might have been telling TimetoTell some of the things we were saying between the games, because this could be a different Terran player to the one we saw before. He is looking so much more dominant and out on the map than in the previous game.
I don't know. We're going to see here. Baneling Nest is about to finish up. What is he spamming? He's got the Spire starting again. Baneling speed's on the way, and he's morphing some Banelings.
Yeah, the Spire is a full 30 seconds later than it was in the previous game, but the real power of Vandy is coming from these Banelings, as we saw before. They were the game changer beforehand. They are what is going to take a victory from the jaws of defeat.
Not as many racks on the board either for time to tell.
No, hasn't gone mad this time.
What do you have, 6 or 7 last time?
A lot. And still was struggling to spend the money. Time to tell this time, as I said, money so low, looking real nice. Perhaps that first loss was a bit of a jolt to the system, and has kind of reminded Time to Tell that, he's actually a pretty decent player when he doesn't let nerves get the better of him.
Well, we're going to find out. We got the macros looking excellent here for Vandy.
For both, I think.
I was looking at the +11 in the third base. Where, yes, there's that third CC for Time to Tell, but he's still got to sit back at home.
Yeah, I really want to see it float out and start doing something. It's very hard to actually take a third base as a Terran player without some fairly significant unit count on the field. And so far, we haven't really seen that much out of Time to Tell. His production is kind of kicking in at this point, but it's kind of getting there.
Vandy expanding that creep towards the center of the map here. A lot of Lings in production, even 24 more Lings. We're at the 11-minute mark. There's a lot of Lings.
Oh, God. It's getting close.
Inked is going to have a stroke on us. That is a lot of Lings. Oh, my goodness. How many Lings is that unit's tab?
That base actually being taken now, this is a good time for it. This is looking really, really good.
64 Lings.
That is a lot of Lings.
Oh, here he's going.
That is a lot of Banelings, but at least there aren't so many Lings now, right? The problem with Time to Tell's force is he's made so many Hellions, and those are not Hellbats yet. They could be, but they aren't. Hellbats will be a bit better at this point because they will not die as fast. And I think what's going to happen is this Baning force is going to crush in. There's no Medivacs to support it yet. The third base is going to get ravaged.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
They're coming. Oh no, please split, please. Come on. No.
Busting in and killing all the Marines off. 12 minutes and 30 seconds. There goes the natural.
Terran, why? Why,
Oh my
why
goodness.
why must you do this? No.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
I'm not a Terran player. I'm a Protoss player, but
1251. 1251.
something, dude. No way.
Oh, he passes.
Ah. Oh, that's okay.
man,
Now he leaves. Now he leaves just to mess.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the bases have actually survived off time to tell, but he is behind on upgrades, which is normal, but he should catch up later. This Zerg force is just marauding around the map, and ironically, it is Marauders that could have saved time to tell, whereas instead he's gone for this very, very heavy Marine composition, supported by Hellions of all things. Finally seeing some Widow Mines coming out. Widow Mines are really, really useful in this matchup, and that is kind of what I wanted to see.
That's what I've been waiting on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're really good to deal with those banelings. Bait them back, blow them up. But like I said, we haven't seen that much micro out of time to tell. And even if you position the Widow Mines right, you have to move back, attack, so that the Widow Mines deal the majority of the damage. And I don't know if he would be able to do that right now. I don't know.
I have no idea at this point. The micro has been a little bit lacking, but he is remembering at least to pull his workers out of the main base as the mutas are ravaging his main mineral line. He can't afford to take these economic losses. Not anymore. He's already behind in army. This is very tricky. And the thing is, right, Vandy knows it. Vandy knows absolutely that the advantage is with him.
Oh, yeah.
These Lings are going to run in. They're going to take out the... Well, they're not going to take out the third because they can fly, but they're going to take out everything defending the third. And there's the lift. Leaving those two SCVs alive, which is very considerate, I think.
He already killed 36. Yeah.
Fair play. Let the guy... he's just like, you know what? I'll give you a chance. You're still in. You're a brave dude.
I think he's very confident right now that he can probably take this game. And right now he's taking the wise road, and even though he's almost sure he could run in and win the game, don't take the chance.
No. And that is smart. But the Widow Mines, where are the Widow Mines? Where are those Widow Mines? They should be with this army out the front.
They went back into the base to deal with the mutas.
No, you don't put them.
Oh my god, there was only like 3 banelings, and still.
I mean, again, the fight barely won by time to tell. And he's actually going to get 3 overseers for his money, which is quite nice. That is a good consolation prize. But it is very much, as I said, a consolation prize. There are 4 Zerg bases for Vandy. One of them is a gold. Hive tech is complete. Ling attack speed, crackling, is almost finished.
Look at the differential in worker count.
Almost started. The other thing. Yeah, over half as many. Over
47 more workers for Vandy.
Yeah.
Let's look at the econ per minute. About 1,000 more resources per minute, even with mules, in favor of Vandy. That is sick.
Not good. That is not at all for our Terran player. The mines are down towards the front now, getting in good positions. They can be game-changing, and they're being buffed. They're being buffed. So getting used to using those is super important. But they aren't buffed just yet, and I think right now that is what Time to Tell needs. An emergency patch in by David Kim. He just needs to swoop in, buff the Widow Mines, and go Terran fighting before flying off to his... I don't know where he lives.
Muta's moving in, and Banelings. We have a split attack.
Yeah,
beautifully done.
Banelings not being taken out by the Widow Mines.
Oh my goodness.
There's mutas in the main. There's Lings in the natural. True that.
We're up to 51 worker kills.
Ink just saying this was GG at 13-0. The thing is, he's actually right. It probably
was GG at 12:55, but
fair enough. There we go. So, in spirit, he has lost the bet, but actually he has won because Time to Tell is hanging on for dear life, and I can respect that in a player. You should never leave until you know you're out, especially when it means an extra series.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't blame him for not leaving. He's not dead yet. He still has that third base mining, even though he's down by 48 workers. And 30
main base. Those Widow Mines! Oh, the mutas didn't clump up.
Whoa!
Ooh, that was a nice one, though. Good Widow Mine hits are going to chase away those Mutalisks as they try and go into the main. Turns out that was a good place for them to be. But yeah, this is
the third base
is slightly more Banelings than the average planetary fortress can deal with.
Oh my. The Banelings just are like, where do we want to hit? Let's get some more worker kills.
Yeah.
We're up to 62-0 in worker kills. Oh, and the Muta's coming in to deal with the Metavax.
Yeah.
There's a
Time's out.
GG.
Finally tapping out.